How to improve accent? Do you think accent matter?
Do I think accent matters? Hello.
Hello and good evening.
It's good evening to you too. My name's
Hello.
Katie. It's nice to meet you.
You? Yes, my name is Anandraj, and nice to meet you too.
Yes.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How about you? How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Good. Oh, yes, you're welcome.
So,
Um,
like, where are you from?
I come from Florida. Yes.
Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. In the United States.
So, like, what is special about Florida? Like, if I have to visit Florida, then what would be the a special thing there?
Uh, yes. So Florida is well known for having like a kind of this tropical environment. It's very humid and hot most of the year, but there's many beaches that people like to visit, um, as well as there's a lot of wildlife and nature. So you can see a lot of reptiles, a lot of bugs, uh, birds. There's a lot of nature trails you can go explore in Florida. And there's the Everglades, which is a very
Oh,
large protected swamp in the south of Florida.
yes, yes. I, I think it is kind of place which will suit me because I love a hot and humid climate. I love
Mm.
nature.
Hmm.
So yes, it
Yeah,
will
yeah,
suit me.
yes, it's very cool. You see a lot of things, and of course, there's other things to do. You can go to Disney World. That's very popular for tourists, but I think the nature is more impressive, personally.
Yes. So how is weather there right now?
So the weather, it is currently, I could check online. I actually live in France, so I'm not actually in Florida at the moment. Um, I'm a
Also,
teacher.
you are in France right now, right?
Yes, so I come
I
from
thought you were
Florida.
in Florida.
I come from Florida, so
Sorry,
I was born.
you come
Oh,
from
my mistake. Hmm. Um, but I believe the weather's
Florida.
quite hot.
So
Um,
since
is
how long you have been in France?
For the past 2 years, I've been teaching at high schools as an English teacher.
Okay, in Florida. Sorry, in France, right?
In France, yes, correct.
So how was the COVID period? Like, you have been teaching online or just what was the?
So I've been working at two different high schools. Um, so I would go to work with many different students. I specialized in improving their speaking skills, their confidence in pronunciation. Sometimes I would do professional activities so they could practice interview skills or maybe phone calls, things like that. But my primary focus was to help them
So
improve
was it?
speaking. Mhm.
Yeah. So was it one-to-one, interaction between tutor and a student, or just it was like class group?
Mhm. It would depend. It could range from a half the class, so maybe between 8 to 12 students. That'd be a larger group. Sometimes they would be small groups, like 4 students, and occasionally it would be either one on one or with 2 students. Hmm.
Hmm, got-
So, yes.
So just you are working on their speaking skill, right?
Exactly, yes.
Do you also teach grammar to
No, I was mostly responsible for helping them just practice conversation or focus on speaking about different topics. I worked with other teachers. So I would take half their class to work on speaking during the week, and their main teacher would focus on more teaching them grammar, writing, reading, and listening skills.
So you are taking offline class, right?
I'm taking it. I'm sorry.
Right now?
Oh, right now.
Are you taking offline class right now? Yeah.
No, no, no. Right now, I finished my contract, so I don't teach lessons right now at the high school. I work solely on Cambly.
Okay, I have one question, how
Hmm.
to improve accent?
Accent. Well, I guess it would depend on what accent you'd like to achieve. I mean, in the English language, there are many different dialects, different accents. Maybe the best way would be to go on, like, for example, YouTube. You could find maybe like, so if you wanted to improve or gain a British accent, you could find someone speaking in movies. You could find maybe just something from a series and maybe repeating lines. So practicing how they pronounce words and then repeating it, trying to mimic them, I think would be the best way to achieve a different accent if you wanted to have a specific way of speaking. Um, yeah, that would be my advice. I think that would be the best way. Of course, you can go on different websites like Cambly, find people who live in the UK, for example, in England. You could practice with them as well. Um, I think it depends on what accent you would like to achieve.
Hmm. Okay, got it.
Oh, any
You
other?
know, do you think accent matter?
Do I think accent matters? Um, no, to me, I think the best thing is to focus on speaking clearly, um, pronunciating clearly, having a good rate of speaking so you don't speak too fast. I mean, you could have a perfect Irish accent or something, for example, but if you speak too fast, you're difficult to understand. So, of course, everyone has different language goals. I think, if your goal is to have a specific accent and that's what you want, then you can, of course, achieve that. But I don't think having a specific accent is the most important thing if your goal is just to be understood by someone who speaks the language.
Yeah, yeah, I also think, one should be clear enough to understood by anyone. That's
Hmm.
matter.
Right.
So accent doesn't matter, right?
In my opinion, I don't think if your goal is to be understood, I don't think having a specific accent is necessary. No.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think? Like somebody from other part of world speaks English. Uh, or if they are not clear enough, then what kind of thought, you know, comes in
Mhm.
your mind? Do you get irritated or or just you
Um,
feel okay?
I feel okay. If it's not clear, I maybe ask a question. Maybe if they could use different words to get to for them to re-express what they want to say. I'm not. I'm a very patient person, I think. So I don't get irritated very easily, and um, I think with people learning English, you have to be patient. You have to be understanding, and it's scary at first when expressing yourself. And to me, I enjoy speaking with people all over the world, and it's always interesting to hear their stories. And as it's not always perfect, and I don't think anybody is. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. Um, so I think no, I don't get irritated. I always think it's good to be encouraging, let them keep trying, and together we will come to an understanding if we work together.
So, uh, what is the hardest accent you have come across so far? Which
Mm,
country?
um, so is your question about hardest to understand, like for people learning English as a second language or for native English speakers?
No, like you as a native speaker,
Mm-hmm.
if somebody coming from other, country and talking with you in English,
Mm-hmm.
what is the hardest accent like do not understand, or like you have difficulties in understanding them?
I was gonna say it depends on the level, of course, of the student. Um, I could see people of maybe the Romance languages sometimes, just because they don't separate the sounds always as clearly. That's not all speakers, of Romance languages, of course. But that's my opinion. Sometimes certain Asian accents are a bit difficult to understand if they're a true beginner, like they have just begun learning English. Yes.
So you talked about Asian accent,
Mm-hmm.
for beginners, especially, who would be beginning to speak English. If they are talking with you, then yeah, I understand you will have you have hard time to understand them, because Indian, like not Indian, I'm talking about Chinese. Like even Chinese accent is very difficult for me to
Mm-hmm.
understand. I'm
Mm-hmm.
Asian, I'm Indian,
Mm-hmm.
but the nasal sound, like Chinese make nasal sound most of the time, so it is
Mm-hmm.
very difficult to understand for us.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes, and it's usually across all different accents. Usually, when they're just starting the language learning process, they rely on their pronunciation skills of their native language, and it doesn't always translate well into when you pronunciate English words. So that happens across all languages. As you advance, you become easier to understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yes.
So anyway, our time is up now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we're at the end of our lesson. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I enjoyed our conversation.
Same here, same here. Yeah, it was really great talking with you. Thank
Yes,
you. See you once again.
yes.
Bye.
See you. Have a nice rest of your day.
Yeah, bye.